Continuing coverage tonight of a shocking story at a Palm Beach Gardens. A mail carrier in a gated community spotted dumping bins of mail into a lake.
Now we're learning more about what happened and the woman police say was behind it. CBS 12's Al Peffley joins us live outside Mirabella at Mirasol in Palm Beach Gardens to break down those new details. Al?
The new information is contained in this police report we got from Palm Beach Gardens Police. We have learned that a contractor did, in fact, throw bundles of mail into a lake here, confirming what a homeowner says she saw taking place inside this gated community.
It's terrible, but there's been a problem since we moved here.
Bryant Kane, a retiree, has lived at Mirabella at Mirasol for 12 years. Like others here, it angers him that a private contractor dumped mail into a lake last week.
A lot of my bills I don't get, and they send us late notices. And my wife has to get on the phone, talk to them, which takes hours.
A Palm Beach Gardens police report identifies the woman who dumped the mail as 25-year-old Bendina Tropnas of Wellington. This appears to be a photo of Tropnas and a photo taken by a resident on the day of the incident. Tropnas works for Cummings Contract Delivery Service of Crescent City, Florida, a private company that is contracted by the U.S. Postal Service to deliver mail. According to the police report, on Tuesday, January 10th, a resident at Mirabella at Mirasol watched Tropnas as she dumped a container full of mail into the lake behind some houses. The resident then followed Tropnas to the front gate where she notified a security guard who contacted police. The police report says Tropnas had no identification or driver's license. The police report says, quote, she would not give a clear explanation of why she threw mail into the water. The report says, quote, Tropnas did state she threw 5 bundles of mail into the water that were dated from 2022. Her boss, Timothy Cummings, came to the scene and was allowed to go into the water to retrieve 2 bundles of mail that were still floating. But the other 3 bundles could not be found. Cummings told police the bundles of mail were newspapers and magazines. We went back to the neighborhood and found a similar van with the words U.S. Mail frequent stops on the back of the van driving through the neighborhood. According to an email sent to Mirabella at Mirasol residents, the property manager says she believes the subcontractor was arrested.
I think we should have the Postal Service take over from the contractors.
Kane says he feels mail service would improve if the Postal Service was delivering the mail, because the service provided by the contractor leaves a lot to be desired.
They're not on time, they're different days. We get other people's mail, they get our mail. Sometimes we don't get mail at all. We have not been able to find out if Tropnas has been arrested. A Postal Service spokeswoman for our area has not responded to several calls and emails seeking comment, and neither has the U.S. Attorney's Office in Miami.
Putting parents' minds at ease tonight, the Palm Beach County School Board approving safety measures, including training for school staff in the event of an active shooter situation. CBS 12's Lily Ortiz was at district headquarters earlier this evening. She listened to that meeting. She joins us now with the very latest. Lily?
Yeah, Palm Beach County School Board members here say safety prevention is their #1 goal. So as of right now, if an employee fails to follow these security measures, like locking classroom doors, they could face disciplinary action. Before, locking all classroom doors and handheld panic buttons for staff members were just practices, not mandated. The conversation of these security policies took center stage during tonight's Palm Beach County School District meeting. And while schools already adopt these measures after long hours of workshops and training, board members officially voted to enforce it to keep our children safe.
For the teachers out there, lock your doors, because if the board finds out that you have to unlock doors, there's going to be disciplinary action.
According to the policy, any employee who failed to comply with these rules, like limiting access points while school is in session, may be subject to disciplinary action, including termination.
It's an easy preventative measure to take, and they just want to kind of drive home how important it is. So they've put it into the policy that it's a mandate.
It's one of the many revised safety policies listed on the school district website. The second has to do with the 23,000 of these wearable panic buttons given out to employees. Once it's pushed, it notifies school resource officers and administrators of safety issues, and they know exactly where that badge was pushed.
It also gives us the opportunity, though, to do like inter-campus communications where if you had a minor incident on the campus that you could summon help from trained people that are on the campus already that can facilitate bringing a little bit more assistance to a situation that might be too much for one person to handle.
Lastly, it's a statewide program, an app called Fortify Florida. This tool allows you to instantly share information of any possible threat to law enforcement agencies and school officials.
We do a lot of advertising on that, and that is one of the mandates too, because we want our students and our staff and any of the visitors to the campus to have an outlet that they can report things immediately if they need to.
As far as enforcement goes,
if we run into a situation where you have repeat offenders on it, it's going to go through the administrative process and we'll go from there.
We are following new developments out of Fort Pierce tonight, where one person was killed and nearly a dozen injured in that mass shooting just 2 days ago.
According to the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office, a person of interest in the deadly shooting turned himself in just hours ago.
CBS 12 Treasure Coast reporter Dylan Huberman outside the sheriff's office tonight with the latest. Dylan?
Jim and Lexi, 27-year-old Frederick Johnson Jr., who also had an outstanding warrant for a parole violation, turned himself in here at the sheriff's office around 2 o'clock. Just before turning himself in, he went live on Facebook right out front of the sheriff's office and said he wasn't even at the event. This morning, authorities named Frederick Lamar Johnson Jr. a person of interest in the deadly Fort Pierce mass shooting before turning himself in.
I'm going to go down here right now and clear my name, and after I clear my name, I swear to God, y'all ain't got to worry about me no more.
Today, Chief Deputy Brian Hester says it's only the first of what he hopes are many breakthroughs in the investigation.
We're glad that family members and stuff talked him into turning himself in. That's the best thing for this. And so at least we're able now to move forward with that case.
The Chief Deputy also clarified that the shooting no longer appears to be a targeted gang-related event.
Initially, we thought it might have been two rival gangs. It just turns out that some of the people involved are potentially documented gang members.
However, even with the person of interest in the hands of the sheriff's office, members of the community don't feel safe after 29-year-old mother Nakisha Bryant was shot and killed, along with 7 others shot and 4 more injured while trying to run away.
I don't feel safe here. Like, this isn't even a place I want to have my kids. Like, this is out my back door. Literally out of my back door.
Too many people just going around killing people makes me scared, because I could be one of these people dead on the ground in the grave.
Paris Brown was there on Monday at the event and says the terrible thoughts that raced through her head will stay with her forever.
What if I don't make it? What if I get shot? What if I don't see my mom again? I was scared. I was shaken by it.
Chilling accounts like that and community collaboration leading to Johnson's surrender sent a clear message.
We're not going to tolerate an incident like this.
Chief Deputy Hester says Johnson will be questioned by detectives and asked the community to keep sending in tips.